Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Philadelphia Eagles Now. Happy Tuesday, because we were off yesterday. Happy 4th of July, by the way. Hopefully, you had a fun and safe holiday. We're going to jump into the latest Eagles news and rumors here, as we always do. First, though, who was the Eagles quarterback when you first became a fan? Think back to your first couple of times watching an Eagles game, which for me was the early 2000s. I was like 4 or 5 years old, whatever it was. So for me, it was Donovan McNabb, because he was the guy. But I'm curious, answer down below, who was the Eagles quarterback when you first became a fan? Let's read those comments and see who you guys were watching when it all began. Jump in the latest Eagles news and rumors, as we always do. Some interesting and fun stuff here as we're finally into July, right? End of July, training camp starts, meaning just a couple of weeks away from training camp beginnings. Let's get into where we're at right now. Rich Eisen, I'm a Rich Eisen guy. You guys like Rich Eisen? I've never really listened to his show, but I was sent a clip from the show just a couple of days ago regarding his top 5 sleeper teams in the National Football League in 2022. And guess what? Philadelphia was one of them. Duh, that's why we're talking about that today. Now, the question for me really is, are they a sleeper team? Like, sleeper to me is like a team that most people don't think are going to be good. Most people would have as underrated. Most people would think their roster's not that great, and then they suddenly emerge as a really good football team. That's my definition of a sleeper team. Philadelphia won 9 games last year, had the best offseason of arguably any team in the National Football League. Are they really a sleeper team, Rich Eisen? Yeah, let's debate. First, here are the top 5 sleeper teams via Rich Eisen on his show. Number 5, Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, okay, that one's... I guess that one makes sense. I guess it's a sleeper, depending on who plays quarterback there. Saints at 4, surprised by that. I guess you're hoping Jameis Winston's going to be very, very good. I mean, Kamara's going to get a big suspension. We got to hope the Saints are back because we have their first-round draft pick next year. Raiders, see, I don't think the Raiders are a sleeper team. Raiders were a fringe playoff football team. They got much better, added Devontae Adams, had a very good draft. I don't see the Raiders being a sleeper team. Of course, Philadelphia sitting in there at number 2, and then Cincinnati at 1. I guess you could say the Bengals are a sleeper team because they're being slept on versus the Chiefs and the Bills and the Chargers, but they did go to the Super Bowl last year. So maybe my definition of sleeper team is a little bit off here, but Philadelphia comes in at number 2. Again, the point that I'm trying to make here is not that I disagree that Philadelphia is going to be good in 2022. It's like, who thinks the Eagles are under the radar, though? Are the Eagles flying high? Or are they flying under the radar? I think they're flying high right now. I think if you were to ask most GMs, ask most NFL head coaches, hey, give me a team that scares you in 2022. Give me a team you don't want to line up against in 2022. I think a lot of them would say the Philadelphia Eagles, and for the reasons that we've said for weeks here on the channel. Best offensive line in the league, top 3 defensive line in the league, top 5 cornerback duo, top 5 wide receiver duo, dangerous running backs whenever healthy. I mean, it depends on what Jalen Hurts is able to do right now, but this football team from top to bottom is absolutely stacked. And so, forget the sleeper part, put them as one of the top contenders in the NFC. Now, are they going to go win a Super Bowl this year? Are they favorites to win the Super Bowl? Would I put them, in terms of betting my bank account, on them winning the Super Bowl this year? No. I mean, I have logical expectations here. I know there are better football teams. The Bills, for instance, are fantastic. I think the Packers and Bucks are going to be a tough challenge in the NFC, but you've got to at least put them in the top tier of teams in the NFC as a threat to not only make the playoffs, not only win the division, but actually go ahead and win a playoff game as well. I think that's kind of the goal this year. We can talk Super Bowl all we want. You know, every team is like, it's Super Bowl or bust, or else it's a failed season. But in reality, the goal this year should be win a playoff game. Whether that's win the wild card game, lose divisional round, get a first round bye, win a wild card game, win divisional round, lose NFC Championship game. I don't know, but that should be the goal overall. And I think that as you look at this roster, if you're being unbiased, I know it's hard to be unbiased here on, the Eagles or an Eagles channel. An unbiased opinion from me says they're not a sleeper team. They're actually a legit NFL contender, at least in the NFC. Let me see what you guys think. Add a great pin comment down below. Are the Eagles a sleeper team this year? Are they flying under the radar? You think they are? Type Y down below for yes. Think they are not? Go ahead and type N down below for no. Let's move over here to the big reason why Philadelphia is either going to be a success or a failure this year, and that is quarterback Jalen Hurts. And you guys know that I like to bring up a lot of quotes from different, voices out in the ether, whether they're media voices or NFL voices or whatever it is, and hear their thoughts on Jalen Hurts. Because you guys know my take. You guys know I'm a big Jalen Hurts guy. You guys know I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a very, very good season. Well, Reuben Frank, who is a very well-known Philadelphia Eagle commentator up there in Philadelphia, I think he had some really good words and good thoughts on Jalen Hurts that you guys are going to go ahead and enjoy. We'll throw that quote up on the screen here. Quote, when you think about it, it's tough to actually imagine a scenario where he's not the Eagles quarterback beyond this year. First of all, it's awfully likely that with Hurts' tireless work ethic, a second year in the same offense for the first time since high school, and the upgraded weapons he'll have at his disposal, he's going to improve to some degree, make better decisions, and become a more consistent and accurate passer. He's 23. He's always shown improvement. Why would that stop? He'd already had a measure of success in his first year as a starter, going 8-7, reducing his turnover dramatically from his rookie year, generating 26 total touchdowns and 199 first downs, both top 16 in the league. He also is the youngest quarterback ever to start a playoff game for the Eagles, and if Hurts does improve, where are you going to find somebody better, end quote. I totally agree. And I like the big line here early on talking about his tireless work ethic. Hurts seems so locked in this year. He seems 100% dedicated to his craft. You know, there are quarterbacks in the NFL who are obviously dedicated because you can't be a starting quarterback in the league if you're not dedicated, but are they going the extra mile, right? Brady's the gold standard. Tom Brady does all this stuff in the offseason. He does all this work, all this crazy in terms of preparation for the season, even when it's, April, May, June, July. And I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts is even close to that yet, but he at least is under the same tree, like cut from the same branch. He wants to get better, and the offseason is not just a time to take a break from the NFL and relax and go to Cancun and have a good time. For him, it's a time to get a lot better because he understands he has the keys to the castle. I mean, he can take over this franchise, take over this city, and get a massive contract extension, as we talked about last week at the end of this season, if he were to ball out. This is kind of the stat projection I'm going for with Jalen Hurts this year. If he's successful, these are the kind of numbers you're going to see. I'm not saying these are big-time fantasy numbers, too. Like, I think he's going to be an early fantasy quarterback in a lot of leagues. I'm thinking over 4,000 yards. I think right around 25 touchdowns, maybe 27 touchdowns. He's going to throw touchdowns. There's too many receivers not to. I think 12 interceptions would be perfect, right? Anything below 12 would be great. Anything higher than 12, and the accuracy becomes a little bit of an issue there, I think you still add in 7 rushing touchdowns. I mean, that's 32 total touchdowns and 4,000 yards. And if he were to win 9, 10, 11 games, he's a Pro Bowler. So I think the numbers are going to be good. I think he's locked in. I'm very excited to see what he's going to go ahead and do as a Philadelphia Eagle. And the good news is, I think the knowledgeable people in Philadelphia, the knowledgeable reporters, the knowledgeable TV guys, I think Reuben's a TV guy, they understand that he's only progressed since high school. He's never had continuity. He has that now. He has more weapons. I mean, the recipe is all there. Put it in the oven at 425 for 15 minutes, and this guy's going to be a big-time baller in 2022. Okay, speaking of big-time ballers, I think you guys are going to like the 2-pack t-shirt combo, which I was told was going to be sold out by after 4th of July. We talked about it last week. However, they are still available. You see them on the screen right now. 2 of these t-shirts combined in a 2-pack t-shirt combo, 40% off. Almost some July 4th sale, 44 right there. Pretty good. Transporters.com/Eagles t-shirt is the link that you need to go ahead and pick up your 2-pack t-shirt combo. That way you can rep the Eagles during the offseason and, of course, have brand new gear for the start of the NFL regular season. So go ahead and go down below and make sure that you guys pick up your t-shirt combo. That will be down below right now in the description box. Also, before you go ahead and get into the Cam Jurgen's contract that we just got signed just yesterday, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We got plenty more content coming up over the next couple of days and weeks as we do, news, rumors, mailbag videos. It's nonstop fun here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. So go down below, make sure you guys subscribe as we approach 30,500 subscribers. We're at 30,431. Okay, so I mentioned a couple of days ago that Cam Jurgens, the rookie left guard, center, whatever you want to call him, had not signed his rookie contract. Kind of odd, it's a situation where he just hadn't signed it yet. Well, that is over, and I told you to update you guys when it was over. He has officially signed onto the Philadelphia Eagles and signed his 4-year contract, and he will be good to go for training camp. So no worries there. And I mentioned earlier I wasn't worried about it, but I did think that it was a little strange that it hadn't happened yet. And so now the fact that it has happened, it's good news, and I want to update all Eagle fans that Jurgens is officially signed, giving us, again, the best offensive line in the National Football League and one of the better backup offensive lines in the National Football League. I mean, the question for me really is going to be, is Jurgens going to play this year? I mean, you almost feel like he has to as a second-round draft pick, as a guy that you would think is very much ready to play right now. And everything that we heard is that he is good to go and ready to play. The question is, will he actually play early on this year? That will be, I guess, TBD in terms of what happens with the Eagles' offensive line. It all depends on what Seumalo does. They trade him, which they haven't yet, so I assume they're going to try to go ahead and keep him. Do they start him? Is it an open competition? Is it a closed competition? Like, how much of a leeway does Jurgens get in terms of potentially taking that starting spot? Who knows? But Seumalo is kind of the missing link or the key piece there regarding the Philadelphia Eagles in terms of starting Cam Jurgens if they were to do so. Okay, we'll end on this. Rank the Eagles' offensive line. Scale 1 to 32. What do you guys think? Give me your Eagles' offensive line ranking down below right now. I think they're the best in the league. I mean, if you don't have them at 1, who is the best offensive line? I'm curious where you guys are at. Who is the best offensive line if it's not Philadelphia? Give me your ranking on the Eagles' O-line right now. Okay, as we end, we'll do a mailbag video later on this week, so make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. A little bit later on in the week, obviously, because we're starting here on Tuesday instead of yesterday, but just go down below and subscribe and give me your mailbag question using the hashtag Eagles, because I want to get your questions answered, hopefully, on a weekend mailbag. Okay, ultimate day on our Philadelphia Eagles News Room video. I'm Thomas, signing off for the rest of your day.